Oh, that's a nice looking ride. And a turn forward out of first where the kids are even saying, come on, 360 time! Perfectly completed. Here's McFarland. Have a little bit of fun. He'll be racing later on tonight.
It's really hard to understate how much Cletus is doing and how much he has created with being able to bring this track back to life. There is no other YouTuber that's put their money where their mouth is nearly like Cletus has. Truly incredible that this was done because of YouTube. Like, this racing did not happen anymore. It was here for a long, long time. Then this track shut down. This racing was not around anymore. And all thanks to you YouTube people, this is a thing now. Like, all of these people are out here at another event having a blast. Even the guy that put it in the wall was probably having a great time up until he put it in the wall. But this is from YouTube. Like, this is real world stuff that happened because of stuff you guys watch on the internet. Well, good morning everybody, and welcome to day 3 of the 2023 2500 road trip. If you're not familiar with what the heck that is, $2,500 cars going 2,500 miles. We set out in Columbus, Ohio on day 1. We ended up in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Great little easy day. Had a fun time in Gatlinburg. Ended up using the next day to go from Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area all the way down to Helen, Georgia, which was a cool little drive. By way of amazing twisty roads. We did the Tail of the Dragon, Blood Mountain Road, all that kind of stuff all the way down. Excellent, excellent day. Today you find us in Macon, Georgia. We decided to push on through a little bit last night to shorten our drives today. Because today we're headed from Macon, Georgia, all the way down to Bradenton, Florida to the Freedom Factory. The winter warm-up at Cletus McFarland's place is today. So we're going to catch a little bit of track action, which should be a lot of fun. It is currently 42 degrees here in Macon, Georgia, and there are beautiful blue skies for all of you northern folk who don't get to see that during the winter time. And Bradenton's going to be 76 degrees and perfect. So, yay. Anyway, if you guys want to come along with us, please do. It's going to be a good time. All 3 of the Vibes are still working and doing perfectly fine. I have all 6 of my forward gears, which is, you know, a good thing. And then we got Travis and Paul over there in the Legacy GT. So, crappy cars going a long, long way. Whole bunch of friends just having a good time. If you guys are interested, come ride with us. Fire's right up. I gotta say, these little Pontiac Vibe GTs, they're a hell of a car, I gotta say. Bought this thing for half of nothing, like 1,800 bucks. I've got maybe, I didn't really spend any money at all on fixing it. I fixed the VVT for free. I put wheels on it that we already had at the shop. I put some cheap tires on it. I put a set of power stop brakes on it. I put a bunch of fuel injection cleaner snake oil through it, but otherwise it's, I put a catalytic converter on it. That didn't fix my catalytic converter code, but I mean, this thing's fantastic. Yesterday I threw the Tail of the Dragon all the way up and down all those mountains. It was absolutely fantastic. I don't know if the sense of speed and enjoyment comes through on camera for you guys, but we were having an absolute ball. And this little thing is fantastic. I had 0 brake fade, no pulsation. The tires grip fantastically. It's been fantastic. Other than the whole, you know, one of my wheels thing falling off almost thing. Other than that, it's been fantastic. I am super impressed with this car. I am very much glad that I brought this versus the Volvo, especially for day 2. Now, day 3 is going to be basically highway bombing, because there's nothing real exciting between Macon and Bradenton. Oops. But some highway mileage will be fine on this thing. Put it in 6th gear and let it eat. So, speaking of eat, I think we're going to go grab some breakfast and get on the road. sun is bright. New fucking Waffle House right fucking there. Where's my walkie and my talkie? Ow. On the road again, like a band of gypsies, we roll down the highway. I have not warmed this thing up properly. We are barely up to temp, so I will keep the revs low. We're not going to use anything aggressive.
So you've now seen Austin's intro from Macon, Georgia, which is where we are currently departing. We have just jumped onto I-75 South. We are en route to the Freedom Factory. Right now, car's got about half a tank of gas, but our bellies do not. We were planning on leaving at 9. Current time is 9:30. So I missed my complimentary breakfast, which is a bit of a bummer.
We made it 10 minutes into the drive. Good job, team. We're all still here. Unfortunately, the Texaco station is apparently half the pumps don't work. So, you know, that's okay. I am 7.66 gallons.
7.772.
What? There's no way. All right, fair enough. So I'm still getting better fuel economy than everybody else. You know what it is? It's because I ran $75 worth of fuel injection cleaner through this car for the last 1,500 miles. That's why I'm getting better fuel economy. See? I'm saving money at the pump, like 8 cents. I'm starting to question reality. Since filling up in Blairsville, and then going up Blood Mountain Road, down Blood Mountain Road, back up Blood Mountain Road, down Blood Mountain Road, and then down to Macon, Georgia, I got 29.33 miles per gallon. How is that possible? No way. No way. No way.
In 400 feet, make a U-turn.
Yeah, so this is a horrible idea.
Eat breakfast. This is part of a healthy American diet.
A little known benefit of having wings, they make excellent tables. 2 wangs. No wangs. Wangs are better. Well, what a wonderful breakfast that was. We have 281 miles to do that way. And then take a right at Bradenton. So, time to put some miles on and get these guys down to Florida. It is 46 degrees and getting prettier by the moment. Might have to change into some shorts here shortly.
We have about 6 hours between Macon and Bradenton, Florida. I am leading. We are not wasting any time. We are going to punch it straight through. At least that is the plan. So the rest of these boys better keep up.
We hauled probably more than we should have last night to get from Helen to Macon, which is where we woke up this morning, and that was a tough drive. Just because it was dark, we were all tired between the Tail of the Dragon and Blood Mountain Road. I don't think I have done this kind of emotion so much in a single day in a car. You almost start to feel like a tennis elbow or like tension in your shoulder, and it was super weird, but still so much fun. Had a fantastic time on that trip, or that leg of the trip. We're clearly still on the trip.
Okay. This cinnamon apple thing is amazing. You get an apple fritter? That's all fucking dead. There's not much apple, and it's amazing. Yeah, I got one too.
Well, now I feel left out. I didn't get an apple fritter.
Well, while we've got a lot of driving to do, let's talk about the road trip. As I said in the intro, 2,500 miles, $2,500 cars. So the idea here was, originally, I had bought my original 1994 940 Turbo Volvo wagon, and ended up having two other friends that bought $2,500 cars basically at the same time. So we decided, let's go on a road trip. So the first one we did, we went up from Columbus out to Devil's Tower, Wyoming, which was a heck of a great trip, even though we had some complications and did end up losing a car along the way. If you'd like to watch that, that's obviously here on a playlist. You can watch it as well. And then our second trip we did was we left Columbus and we actually headed way up north. We went all the way up to the UP, to the very, very tippy top northeast corner of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and came all the way across the Upper Peninsula up into Minnesota, way up through Minnesota, and then back down through the Chicago area, Wisconsin Dells. Great trip, fantastic trip. Well, this year we wanted to do something a little bit more interesting. We wanted to go a little bit more south, and Phil still happened to have his Pontiac Vibe GT that he took on the second trip, and Paul had his Subaru Legacy GT. So it kind of turned into one of those, well, maybe we need some kind of sportier cars thing, and let's go do some fun driving roads, because we didn't really focus a lot on the driving aspect. It was more on the sightseeing around, you know, beautiful areas of the United States. It wasn't necessarily great driving roads. Well, this one panned out to be more about driving roads, because we knew we were going south. We knew we were going to do the Tail of the Dragon, Blood Mountain Road, Devil's Whip, all that stuff. So it just kind of turned into like, well, let's make this about, you know, with some fun cars. So ended up being, Jim found one on his Pontiac Vibe GT on Facebook Marketplace. And then like 2 weeks later, I had everybody send me this one that was also on Facebook Marketplace. So it just so happened we ended up with 3 of these things. But it's a great way to do a fun road trip with your friend. It's not cheap, you know, but we're getting, you know, at least some of us are getting 27, 28, 29 miles per gallon. It's not horrible. And you know, we're not staying at the best hotels. We're not eating big fancy dinners every night. It's just about a bunch of guys out on the road together having a good time and seeing some more of this country. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of beautiful things to show you between Macon, Georgia, and, you know, Tampa. It's going to be mostly just driving, but we are just shy of 900 miles into this drive so far. I am infinitely more impressed with this little Vibe GT than I thought I would be. The brakes have been fantastic. The tires have been fantastic. I did overdrive my situation a little bit, but everything kept me on the road, and it did great. I'm so impressed with this little car. It's such a good little car, and the fact that I could drive it as hard as I have with doing, well, let's be honest, very little maintenance. They sure don't make them like this. Maybe they do, but not that I own.
Yes! Finally caught up to Phil. Phil's been leading and it's been about a quarter mile ahead of us for the longest time. Whoa, I'm not gonna sing. And right in front of him is a vehicle near and dear to my heart, one of my first cars, and that was a 1990 Honda Accord EX Coupe. Now I can't tell you for sure what the submodel is on this. I can't even tell you for sure whether or not it's a coupe. But probably one of my favorite cars that I've ever owned was my 1990 Accord. It had originally been my grandmother's. When my grandfather passed away, my aunt acquired it. And then when my uncle passed away, my dad and my stepmom were kind enough to purchase it from her for me. So it was a 10-year-old car. It had 170,000 miles on it when I got it. But it was a great car for high school. I shouldn't have gotten rid of it, but I was a dumb kid and thought that I could do better. I didn't. In the event that we've never discussed this before, I've owned a lot of cars.
Welcome to Florida.
Well, hey there. Welcome to Florida. Yeehaw! We're now Florida mans. Apparently we're also going to get off real quick because we're going to hit this bumper set. Okay. But hey, welcome to Florida. That's exciting. Still got more than a half a tank of fuel left. This thing is doing fantastic on fuel economy. I'm very, very happy. Nothing to report. Vibe is just doing what it does. My little rain guard cracked a little bit more, so it's a little bit louder than it was before. That's about it.
The always accurate dash thermometer says it's a balmy 63, which is beautiful. We'll take that. Hey, do we want to try to hit this welcome center that's coming up? Pee time.
Well, boys, we are officially Florida mans.
Yep.
We are officially in Florida. See? Blue skies, palm trees.
Palm trees. Palm trees.
Jimmy's in shorts. I went full on Florida man.
And you guys couldn't handle my legs.
You
got your little chicken legs.
Winter ash going on there.
Couldn't handle my legs. It was sexy.
So we've got another, what, 150 miles or so to go?
Yeah, something like that.
200 miles to go, something like that?
Yeah, because we have to get off 75 when we get south of Tampa. I don't remember.
I don't know.
Whatever.
But it's Florida, so it's not like they believe in topography here. So there's not hills or dells or valleys or none of that stuff. It's Florida.
Uh-huh.
But we're officially here. It's like 65 degrees and beautiful, so yeehaw. I think we're all in like half a tank.
Yep.
Probably. Half tank still?
I'm still a little bit above, I think, but that's just because I've been cheating.
Keep on soldiering on, man. Freedom Factory, here we come. On the road again. All right. A couple hundred more miles. Might as well go ahead and open up this guy. I do understand the appeal of living down here. It's 16 degrees back home right now.
Okay, peoples, I want to talk about some things on this trip that I have found out. One, there are 3 different vibes with 3 different vibe drivers and 3 different style of drivers. You have, I would say, the stock vibe, who's the cautious driver. It's the one I like to travel behind because I know that I'm not going to get myself into trouble. Stays in his lane. He's awesome. Then you have, I don't know, the camera vibe. He's on the side. He's shooting pictures. He's talking monologue. He's behind you, then you don't see him for a half hour, and then he comes back. You got that one, and then you got the the other one. Yeah, that vibe right there. I don't think that's a vibe engine in that vibe. He's a Lotus engine or something like that. Because here's what I found out: you could be a Gran Turismo driver all you want. There's a difference between Gran Turismo and real life. Real life is something different. Real life has weight to it, has mass. It's I don't know, Neil deGrasse Tyson can tell you it's something different, because it as we were driving on that beautiful road, 30 miles an hour by the way, the weight of the car shifts, and sometimes you thought you were turning, but you might just be holding on. Because all of your body just went to the side of the door panel. And these things that I guess they call decreasing radius turns, just remember that you have to decrease your radius with theirs, or else you're not in the radius of the turn. I've learned that in my near-death experience. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, you know, when you're in your cities that have, you know, speed limits on the turns are like 40, and you're like, oh, that's just suggested. No, they're not suggesting a speed limit at 15. They're telling you 15 or tree, basically. Above all other things, life experience change to drive that road. The scenery is gorgeous. The road is gorgeous. Just wonderful road.
So we just passed a car hauler with a whole bunch of like vintage cars on it. I saw like a 97, 98 Ford Mustang Cobra convertible. The 2001 to 2005 Thunderbird was on the front. I saw a 62 Ford Galaxy, and there was a whole bunch of other stuff I was trying to get a look at.
Welcome back, road trip fans. We are just about out of fuel. Gonna pull into this pilot station here. All seems to be doing well with the vibes and the Subaru. Unfortunately, we just discovered...
Then use the right lane.
Shut up, lady. We just discovered that Paul's air conditioning does not work in the Subaru, which is unfortunate because it's 76 degrees outside, and we northern folk, this is getting pretty hot. I'm also having an interesting high idle issue on my Vibe, where it's idling at like $2,000. I can blip the throttle and it will occasionally drop, but for the most part, it's stuck at $2,000. which is not super fun. Man, these people are crazy, freaking everywhere. But other than that, it's working. I haven't clicked on the button that says air conditioning on my dash yet, so it does work. But I'm a little bit nervous to make it work. We'll see. It's 76 degrees at the moment. So far, windows down, sunroof open works, but we'll see how this goes. The Countach that just went the other direction. Awesome. Florida puts up with traffic. It's literally like bumper to bumper to bumper, 3 lanes wide at 70 miles an hour. What in the world? Also, guys, I'm sorry I had to pause on the side of the road there for a moment. I left my walkie-talkie on the wing at the gas station, and I was distracted and drove off with it, and it went into traffic, so I had to go back and rescue my walkie-talkie. So I'm a little bit separated from the group, and I can't go anywhere because we're all bumper to bumper to bumper to bumper to bumper to bumper.
So yeah, so because of which we decided not to.
Legoland, Cletus, and 300 We're gonna have to probably pull from some point in time. I finally got to be a little bit.
Sometimes these things happen when I'm trying to talk, and they get very frustrating. Mainly because I'm ADD and I totally lose my train of thought when it's not just like, ta-da! Word vomit. At this point, you're just gonna have to sit here, listen to every daggone word I have to say, because I have the microphone and your undivided attention.
Hey Jim, I'm gonna come up alongside you on the left-hand side. See if you hear anything rubbing in my left front corner. It's hard to hear, but there's like a and it's not brakes, because I can apply the brakes and it doesn't go away. So it's not a brake and a pad that are scrubbing. My fender liner has decided to finally remove itself. So, nothing dangerous, but always be listening, folks. Always be listening. I should probably just cut that thing off. Oh well. Does anybody have a knife or a razor blade?
Because of the stop at the Welcome Center, we did catch back up to that car trailer. So let's see what we got here. So yeah, I got a Mustang Cobra convertible. It's like a 32 Ford pickup, a Mercury Capri, a Mercury Monterey, a Hummer H2. Wow, all right. That's kind of awesome. Mercury Monterey looked to be about a 50, 51, somewhere in that range. Not to be confused with the 2003, 2004 Mercury Monterey, which was in fact a minivan. The downside of reusing some classic names for horrible things, all of Mitsubishi Eclipse.
I do think, in retrospect, that normally whenever we do a set of wheels and tires that are like an aftermarket wheel and tire, and the lug nuts are a newer set of lug nuts, and you usually kind of put them all on and then drive it for a while, then torque them, and then drive it for a while longer, and torque them again. And I did the first sequence, but I'm thinking maybe I should have done that second sequence, and and maybe they just worked themselves loose, because we haven't had any issues with lug nuts being loose again since like Cincinnati. So I don't know, maybe it was my fault. I should have retorqued my nuts after 50, 60 miles or so, but oh well, it is what it is. Fortunately, no damage done. Everything's still attached. I'm still in one piece. It is 2:54. We are expecting to arrive at the Freedom Factory at 4:06. So, an hour and 10 minutes away. Doing good. Doing good. The floor is warm. It's up to 79 degrees. I still haven't hit that AC button on the dash. I'm thinking about it. I also have absolutely no idea where my battery for this camcorder went. I had it charging right here. And I don't know where it went. So, I gotta figure that out. This is the craziest damn gas station situation I've ever seen. What in the tarnation? Oh my God. This is what in the... Can I fit through here? Maybe. Gonna get a little tight. We're gonna be fine. Yep, she's gonna be fine. Yep, we're through. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. All right, we made it. That was fun. Glad I'm not trying to leave Tampa. Goodness me. Well, Tampa is over yonder. We have got to go past Tampa to Bradenton, but yeah, goodness. Very glad we're not in that. It's officially 80 degrees. I'm going to push the button and we're going to see if my air conditioning works. I know I look stupid by doing this and being stressed out about it, but I'm about as far away from home as we're going to possibly get. I've not ever really stressed this system out at all, and I have not had a vehicle with working air conditioning for like 5 years. So colder than ambient temperature. That's nice. That's real nice. Wow. What a good little car. What a good little car. Guess I can close this then. Stop working on burning my forehead. Slide. There we go. Oh, now we're talking. Glorious air conditioning.
Oh, hi there. I'm kind of surprised I couldn't notice you from across the armrest in my car that I thought I was alone in. Alrighty. But now that I've caught you, I can't stop looking at you.
I don't know, I should have been recording faster than this, but both left and right sides of the highway here are just nothing but development. All of that is all under development.
There's a reason he's fighting the city of Bradenton.
Wow. Lake Manatee State Park. So it's all next to Lake Manatee State Park. Making it to the Freedom Factory. Looks like they're having a thing at the Bradenton Motorsports Park too.
Idea where we're proceeding.
We just drove 1,251.3 miles from Columbus, Ohio to Bradenton, Florida to come visit the Freedom Factory. Cletus McFarland and all his folks. This is exciting. I am very, very excited to be here. All of our vehicles made it in one piece. Everybody's here. 3 Pontiac Vibe GTs and a Subaru Legacy GT. We freaking made it. Hell yeah, brother. All right, let's give you guys as much coverage as we possibly can. First impressions, none of us have ever been here before. It's really cool to see somewhere that you've only been seeing online. Only been seeing it on the TVs. It's kind of a little surreal to actually be here. I've seen this driveway like so many times. Oh, I'm so excited. So excited. I'm so glad we came here. Ugh. We freaking made it! Yes! It's the small things, man. It's the small things. Phil. Yeah. From the shop to right here, 1,251.8 miles.
Nice.
That's
Exactly
about
half. Exactly half.
That's about as perfect as we can do it. Oh, all right. Good job, Pontiac. I love this freaking car. Love this car.
We're here.
I just gotta go outside and have my cigarette. I don't like smoking.
Is anybody else excited or just me? Just you. Just me. Okay, good. I'm glad I got us here. And I'm the only one excited to be here. Crown Vics. I know this probably sounds stupid, but it's really weird to be here. This is crazy to be here. I know it's just a bunch of local yokels having a good time, circle track racer guys that, you know, we all know those kind of guys, but to have seen what this place used to be, to see what Cletus did to it, and see this now, there's the man himself. That's Cletus right there. The tall guy with the white shirt on.
Yeah, apparently.
Truly incredible that this was done because of YouTube. Like, this racing did not happen anymore. It was here for a long, long time. Then this track shut down. This racing was not around anymore. And all thanks to you YouTube people, this is a thing now. Like, all of these people are out here at another event having a blast. Even the guy that put it in the wall was probably having a great time up until he put it in the wall. But this is from YouTube. Like, this is real world stuff that happened because of stuff you guys watch on the internet. Awesome. So many teams and drivers and fans from all over the place. Like, this is mostly Central and Western Florida folks, but there are people from forever away that are here. There's people from Ohio competing here, all over the Carolinas, all over the Southeast, all kinds of people. And I guarantee you we are not the only crazy people that just drove a whole lot of distance to come here to be at this event. It's really hard to understate how much Cletus is doing and how much he has created with being able to bring this track back to life. There is no other YouTuber that's put their money where their mouth is nearly like Cletus has. This is a really not bad way to spend a Saturday afternoon. 1,200 miles from home. It's getting on later on in the afternoon, early evening. Temperatures are starting to come down a little bit, and apparently everybody needs to go put on hoodies. And maybe get ourselves another hell yeah brother or two. And maybe a cold snack. And then the main events start happening. Obviously there's imports, there's also the Crown Vic guys, so there's going to be a bunch of different heats that are going to come up. I'll film everything I can until my battery dies, but hey, the most important part is we made it, we're here, we're at the Freedom Factory, we got to do it. We are at the southernmost point of our trip. From here it's all just go back home. By the way, it's absolutely gorgeous here. Absolutely gorgeous. Wonderful weather. Sorry for everybody who's still freezing back at home.
Here's our favorite color, we're green. Jump from 69 of Rocky Sampson as he wants to do away with the crowd early enough. Little slip down turn 2-1-23. Holy hell, RoadTrip. Adam Lee trying to get some heat in those tires. Sampson looked like he was going to run away. The field going to be catching up. Sanakasaw on the outside of the 69 to race leader Sampson. A very racy and high-banked 3/8 mile. Talk about a compact, fast track. We've got one here now. Chris Reynolds and Yellow Review holding his own in number 4 position. Again, the run coming to the outside. Sanakasaw, the 13, just can't catch. Sampson coming out of the corners. He'll line up door to door one more time. Sampson has a good roll off. 3 down. There you go. Rocky Sampson started on the point for this race. He's led since. Double sticks are flying high in the air, showing our leader and the field 2 to go. 23 of Adam Lee, still struggling, might be awfully loose in this one as he's lost the position towards the back. Up front, white. Goes to Rocky Sampson. 4 left turns and a front straight remain for Sampson. Here comes the shot to the wall. Start on the inside of turn 2. All over the back end of Sampson. He had a run going out and lost the game in turn 1. Sampson's going to protect the inside portion of the racetrack. He's going to bring on a turn 4, our first heat race winner. All right, heat race number 2 lining up like this. Dan Wilson on the bump in the 53 across the rim. The white 93 around. Turn 4, we are green. Love the look of some of these cars. These are a mixture of late models. This division here. White flags out one more time. Just a minute ago, and he's going to save it for the feature. Checkered flag is out. Clay Nice bit of racing right there.
So you've got the Crown Vic Series, you got the Imports guys. Pretty cool.
Greg Blount for the Midwest Dash Series.
Not a bad way to spend a Saturday night.
McFarland's going to bring the field in turn 4. There's our favorite color again. It's green. Here's McFarland. I was asking him about his overall track racing experience. Street rides and that kind of good things. This is one of his first good attempts here at everybody racing. He's tail grabber for 5 on the corners. Oh, on the brakes he goes. He was throwing around in the world if he turned number 3. Sticks around. 3 down, 3 to go. It's all Cletus. He was battling some motor groundworks tonight. Sticks are up, 2 to the checkered flag. 2 cars meet each other up into turn 3. It's James Krieger, the 98. 1 car, looks like Krieger just got loose as he was heading him into turn 3 and went sideways. And the 14 of Andrew Harmon was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. You hate seeing that, especially this early on in the race. How about over Jeremy Dameron? Heat, all he's trying to do is pass one car and get in the B main. On a turn 4. Green flag is up and running with a good hole shot. Caution's going to fly, and our flagman not liking that restart as Rodney Russell had a 2-car lead as he was coming in a turn 4. And they know this is to get into the B main where there's some good money on the line. They're going to call it back and redo it again. No harm done, no foul done. They're just going to make them line up and get this one correct. There are 2 yellow lines in the corners of 3 and 4. The lead on the inside. He's the motion man. And it was explained at driver's meeting that you got to be able to catch when you hit the first yellow line, the second yellow line, or that thing's going to go green. Here we go. Into turn 4. One more time. Good line up that time on green. Side by side. Here comes Sales going for the race lead. Going too hot on a turn 2. Rodney Russell's going to hold him up, but they're going to go 2 by 2 again. Here comes Sales on a turn 4. He is not allowed to get to that. And again, here comes Russell. One of our Facebookers just looking at it. These guys do this all the time when they race each other side by side. Sales a little bit hard to race that time. Russell will continue to lead with a handful of laps remaining. Slow sitting in field all by himself, protecting his Sheldon win line. Sticks her up, 2 to go. You'll be watching the left for left, you have the fronts. Hopefully when she hits him back next to him, gets a little bit better lap. White flag is up. 4 left turns and a front straight remains for these 4 drivers heading to the main line. They are just going to take their time to go around, see what they've got, smart moves. Checkered flag is out. Your C-main Russell. We'll take second. Cletus, I want to try to top that down. Watch this. He's all over the place. Professional tuner being chased down by a Crown Vic. Hell, he's almost sideways coming down the back straightaway. Nothing but smoke. Oh, that's a nice looking ride. Out of turn 4 down the front straight. The kids are even saying, come on. Ah, 360 time. Perfectly completed. Cletus McFarland. Have a little bit of fun. He'll be racing later on tonight. He's going to tuck it back down into the infield. driving Macon back down to Rotunda West in about 15 minutes in that ride. I don't think the sheriff would like me drifting out of the corners, but I give it a shot. All 6'8" of me. Oh, he's just having a blast. That's why he bought this racetrack, the Freedom Factory. He does this all the time. You watch his YouTube channels. He said, I wanted a place where freedom rails and look at this. Boom, around he goes. Fans, what do you think of those tight best lights on that car? That was great. Outstanding. What do you think, race fans? Make some noise!
Jimmy blew up white trash.
We're going 30 laps right now. Oh, here we go. Back straightaway. Already caution's going to fly for the 05 Ronnie Robinson.
Well worth the drive. Good time?
Great time.
Exciting. You guys like it? Travis? You have fun?
It's pretty awesome.
Not a bad way to spend a Saturday night. My head hurt. It's also warm still, which is also a nice way to spend a Saturday night.
My ears are still vibrating.
You know,
Nobody told me it was going to be loud, competitive racing.
Excuse me.
The chairs are vibrating a little bit. Yeah, the bench are vibrating a little bit. Yeah.
That's how you complain. That's how you know you're getting old. The race cars are loud.
Nothing compared to standing in grandstands watching top wheel dragsters.
That's true. That is another level of loud. That is true. We are going to Seriata Resort for the night. It's about 10 o'clock, so we're pretty well cooked. There's going to be a little bit more racing here tonight, but unfortunately we're not going to be able to watch it. We do have another long day tomorrow. We're going to be leaving here in the Tampa area. We're actually headed out to St. Pete Beach tonight. So St. Pete Beach tomorrow to Daytona Beach, which is all the way across the other side of the state, and then up the East Coast to Charleston, that area, up that way, Savannah area. So it's going to be another long day, but we had a fantastic day today. It's really awesome to see this kind of racing again, this kind of grassroots, real people, you know, not huge sponsorships. These are normal people being able to get out here and do normal racing stuff. It's something you don't get to see real often. It's not something you really, especially around us anymore. I used to watch outlaw sprints and dirt track, circle track guys when I was young. But it's something that's not really a thing anymore. Too many of these racetracks have been closed down, and it's unfortunately a thing we're going to see more and more of, and that's one of the reasons that Cletus is fighting the situation so bad, is because right next door to this is a development that's looking to put a whole bunch of houses right there. I think it was like 4,500 homes, and unfortunately that's how racetracks get closed, is they end up with homes that are near them. The residential is encroaching more and more and more on the business side of things. Nobody wants to live next to a really loud racetrack. It's 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. They're nowhere near done with this party. It's going to be loud all night long, and it just doesn't make sense. There's not going to be a chance for this racetrack to survive if you put a whole bunch of homes next to it. We've seen time and time again all across the country these small tracks that get put out of business because of the same situation. So it's a big problem. Unfortunately, it's something that he's going to really have a heck of a fight against. Despite the fact that he's huge and he's doing such great things for the racing industry, he's still got a massive uphill battle to be able to keep this track what it is. Hopefully, we get to come back and have some fun here again. This was a fantastic way to spend the night. I really appreciate the guys indulging me for hours of this kind of racing stuff, but this is some amazing racing. The racers that came out here, the cars that were out here, the people that are out here, the people that come up, said hi, that recognize me from the channel, all that's just been really awesome. I really appreciate you guys, and thanks very much for watching. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. We've got a 35-minute drive that way across the bridge up to St. Pete Island. I'll record as much as I possibly can. My battery's getting almost dead, but thank you very much for being here. Like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of fun stuff. We'll see you tomorrow morning, which is our day 4? Yeah, day 4, as we leave here and we head across and then up, and we're on our way back home because we've already halfway done with the trip. That's hard to see. Hard to believe that. We've got 2 long days ahead of us on the way home. So we'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Shout out to Steadfast for Veterans, raising money for homeless veterans. Our Facebook fundraiser is live now. Shout out to Steadfast for Veterans. Outstanding.
We're a bunch of dudes. That's definitely not happening. But that's pretty nice. That's the Gulf of Mexico.